what's happening here that's not happening anyplace else.
I mean, the competitive level starts at 4 years old.
Classic rivalry.
Hall of Fame type coaches, great personalities.
All three schools, though, they changed the game of college football.
Florida State Seminole,
Miami Hurricanes,
Florida Gators.
You want to dominate your opponents and you want to get stoned, make sure that you roll up.
It's the roll up, it's the vibes. Another beautiful day in the Sunshine State. And I'm kicking it with the illest. CJ, Larry Young's having some technical difficulties. He'll be here in a minute. We'll see. CJ, what it do, baby? Good?
Chilling, bro. It ain't so beautiful up here, man. It's been cloudy and like mid-50s all day. So
Word? Mid-50s?
Mid-50s, bro. And then in the afternoon. This morning is in the 40s. Larry, you can hear us?
Yeah, I hear y'all. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Sir. Welcome aboard, man. Just checked in. It's the rope, it's the vibes, man. We appreciate everybody for hanging out. We'll get into our little pre-talk, man. Hit that like button, hit subscribe. We about to hang out a little bit. It's the Week 12 show. Florida has Vandy. Florida State has Louisiana. The baby.
We got Billy JV.
Baby Billies. And then Miami has Clemson. We got a guest coming on to kick it with us for the Clemson portion of the show. But 50 degrees sounds a little brisk, man. I gotta get me some fly gear to come up there next week, man. I can't be coming to Kodak Blackfield unprepared.
Y'all boys being real man. Oof, y'all been real disrespectful with the Kodak Blackfield, the Ronzo field. I like it, but no, next week. I don't know. It's looking like I did look in advance because I was thinking about what the hell I'm gonna wear as well. It's looking like it may be in the 70s a little bit, but we got a little.
Man. I don't wear some fly shit, man. I got some shit in the attic, man. I need to pull down, man.
Man, you from South Florida,
crow, boy.
There you got that crow.
You from South Florida anyway, man. Get back with us, man.
You from South Florida anyway, so if it's 65, you can put it out.
I might bring the leather out for CI.
It's been real cloudy up here, bro. Real cloudy.
Yeah, man. We had weather down here has been smooth. We don't get no winters like that, bro. We get a couple weeks of winter out the year, so we rolling around 78, 79, but it's the humidity ain't like no summer humidity, so we are getting a little break from the hot ass summer. But we had a beautiful weekend. We had a beautiful weekend this past weekend in Tampa. If you guys haven't seen any of that footage, we dropped some content today. We're gonna be dropping some content, conversation with BJ Daniels and the kids. That'll be dropping tomorrow. Be sure to subscribe, like all of that, share it on social media. But I had a great time out there this past weekend, CJ, giving back to the people, man.
Yeah, man, it was beautiful. Bro. It was beautiful. Yeah, definitely left inspired and want to do more. And that's the crazy thing about it. The people that we collaborated with was like, hey, man, let's do this again. We want to play in this event, that event. We got some stuff that we're going to collaborate with in regards to some camps down there for this summer. So, yeah, the vibes was amazing. That just shows you how can I put this, the people all around, the camaraderie, the Tampa community, us coming together, man, and really want to make an impact and do some good things within that community with the kids. The opportunity is there. So we're definitely going to take advantage of it, not just in Tampa. We're going to be all over with this and try to make this something, a part of our staple.
For sure, man. It's going to be something that's a part of the roll-up. We're going to keep this going at different stadiums, maybe do some pro games, different sports, but it's going to be something that we keep going. Shout out to Ben Chase, who included us into this collaboration. We was with the shit. So when he called me and said, hey, man, this is what I got. This is what I'm thinking I want to do. Can you guys help out? For sure, bro. We don't have anything planned that weekend as far as any games, so we down to pull up at USF and give back to the people. Shout out to JJ too, man. From that Tampa area, works for USF Bulls 247 site or whatever. It helped us out tremendously. His mom was out there. He had the kid out there. Just beautiful vibes. I've known him on Twitter. He's been on the show, kicking with us a couple times in the past, man. But linking up to do something in person was dope. Other than that,
good time. JJ, man. Yeah, shout out to JJ friend of the show, a good guy too. I used to be in Tampa a lot. We used to hang out and develop a friendship. Got real good connections down there. You know, his mom works at a school there that kind of got us in with some of the high school kids, Pop Warner, things like that. He's really connected within the high school ranks of Tampa. So anything in regards to Tampa recruiting and things like that, man, he's been pretty clutch over the years. So shout out to JJ. And just to piggyback on something you said about BJ, man, that conversation, I can't wait for you guys to hear that, man. It was real dope content, man. He poured a lot into those kids, man. Answered some questions. Real good dude.
Poured into me too. Pause.
Right. Seriously though, man. Seriously.
Yeah. I was inspired, bro. Like, yo, that's just good energy, good conversation. But go ahead, Finn. I didn't mean to cut you off, bro.
Yeah, man, it was real dope just to link back up with him and just to see his growth over the years. Because, he shared some light in regards to, early success and things like that and being cocky after the early success and just to see his growth over the years and maturation, and just developing as a person. It's real dope to see, man. In the position he is in now, man, couldn't be more proud. And I know those kids definitely left inspired and, giving them a chance to ask questions and stuff like that. Even some of the adults and the parents. It was a real good environment for sure, all around. Shout out to South Florida for putting on a great event for us.
Already, man. They showed a lot of love. Mike Kelly, the athletic director out there, just a great guy. Gave us how many tickets we needed. He's like, we got you, man. So it's good to have people like that. Next week, a little FOMO going on, man. Y'all got to come get on the pull-up visuals. We bringing the crew out there, the media team. We're going to be at the tailgate for the Florida State game in Tally. Lot 19. We're at the top of that joint, man, on the roof, putting all the cushion in the air. Big vibes. Shout out to James Coleman. We're collaborating with those guys out there. Open bar, food. We're going to have some vendors out there. All the smoke. CJ, how you ready? What's up?
Oh, man? Yeah, man. This gonna be the tailgate.
I'm talking breeze on the timeline, dog. That game gonna be what it is, man. But you ready for the tailgate?
Oh yeah, man. That shit. I'm telling you, man. That's gonna be the tailgates of all tailgates. Shout out to James Coleman. Like Silk just said, alcohol, free alcohol. Well, not free alcohol. Unlimited alcohol. Definitely gotta pay for that motherfucker. But,
yeah, you gotta pay for that.
Right, but it's premium though. ABC, top of the line type of deal. We're gonna have some good stuff, some good food. DJ, we went ahead and booked the DJ the other day. We got that squared away. There's gonna be a lot of vendors out there. I'm telling you, man, this is Florida State. It's Florida. Both teams are winning. Both teams are feeling confident. Man, like what more do you want? Black Friday. This is going to be an amazing tailgate. I know LSU was big for us, but this one, being back in state too, is at that with these two teams. Yeah, this shit's gonna be amazing. Good. Right, you don't want to miss this tailgate.
Game
I know a lot of people. Either way, and that's the excitement behind it, right? So I know a lot of people that's been hitting me up in regards to grabbing tickets, traveling out of town. Say, hey, what time is the tailgate? Be in town early, that type of deal. So the excitement is there, man. So this is one you do not want to miss. You seen all the visuals from my tailgates and the stuff we put out, and like, damn, I wish I would have been there. Don't be that guy this time. I'm telling you, because the visuals for this one.
Make the visuals. We shooting on documentary style content we'll put out at the end of the season after signing day as well. I need to get the DJ number, man, because I know how you Florida State DJs get down. Y'all gonna play that.
That's the same one. It ain't not the DJ we had at LSU who else gonna be just straight grease talking. He was just wilding out, man. We got DJ Vert back in the fold.
The same guy we had in the spring. Oh, okay. That's my guy. I'm gonna send him some Jaws music just in case, bro. In case I know y'all like to play that war chant, so I'm gonna get him some Jaws music just to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, we're gonna keep it balanced. We're gonna keep it balanced.
Another thing, man, the tickets are in our bio. Hit the bio, hit that link. Everything's included in the ticket, man. So the liquor, the food, you don't have to pay anything separate. But you do have to pay to pull up and hang out with the guys. We're gonna possibly do a live show, trying to get all the logistics and technology figured out on that end. But we working a little bit. Pull up with the boys. We hanging out. Larry Young gonna figure out this technology in a little bit. But before we do that, bro, I do want to send condolences to the 3 young men that passed away or killed at University of Virginia this week. Just an incredibly sad situation, bro. We America is getting used to these sad, but like school shootings and mass shootings are becoming like a normal thing. But surprisingly, it hit close to home as far as us as football culture. Seeing a former player gun down three players, man. It was just a sad sight to see, man. We have a Virginia podcast on our network. He wasn't available to come on and chop it up with us, but we'll get with who to get a little update on what's going on in Virginia. But sad circumstances all around, man.
Yeah, real tough situation, man. Prayers to everyone involved, and just I know it's two other, but I want to focus on, I guess, not necessarily my experiences, but my relation, so to speak, in regards to, former teammates and stuff like that, man. Like that's just something you wouldn't even expect, or something you would foresee happening in regards to that, because the relationships are usually just so strong. Yeah, it's like it's legit brotherhood, man. No lie, man. Like I played with guys years ago, man, and 10+ years ago, and still have a relationship with them and reach out to them and things like that. So that's just a tough scene to even think about, man. So prayers out to everyone involved. But yeah, especially the Virginia football team at Ellen right now. I know they canceled the game for this upcoming Saturday, and rightfully so. Just a tough situation, man. That's crazy. And like you said, we're just getting too used to, too immune to these type of situations in regards to American. It's not right, man. It's something. It's just not good, man. For all these school shootings and just shootings in general, with people getting killed, man, this has to stop.
This is a violent society, man. I don't have all the answers, and this probably ain't the platform and the time for it right now. But yeah, like you said, I didn't even join a fraternity in college just because I'm like, bro, for what?
I have one.
I got one right here with these guys. I ain't finna go be barking like a dog or nothing like that. No, shout out to them boys, but I was around. I had a brotherhood with the guys in that locker room, and we was always together, and we kicked it. And like you said, to today, I still got relationships with those guys, man. But let's move forward a little bit. Let's kick it. I want to talk a little bit. We're gonna get into some Big Three talk. We got our Clemson guest gonna be pulling up to kick it. We're gonna ask him some questions about the Miami game. See how bad he think he beat the shit out of Mario and the boys. But I do want to talk to you about the coaching rumors that's going on right now, CJ. Lane Kiffin going to Auburn from Ole Miss. First of all, before you get into that, what do you think about? Is that an upgrading job? Would you leave for Ole Miss to Auburn?
I think so. I think that's an upgrade. I think Auburn is one of those destination schools if done right. We know the money is there, right? We know Auburn is willing to invest.
They got that. They told that fire.
They got that stick, right? Exactly. Yeah. I keep that thing on me too. So that's the main thing. But Ole Miss, I think the issue with that is Auburn has no financial limitations. Ole Miss has some to a degree. That's why they try to do it in different avenues. Right. I know. Then in nowadays, coaches want security, right? They want those long-term contracts, and I know I think it's a state law in Mississippi where they can't offer more than 4 years. Auburn give them 8 easily. I know Auburn is pretty eager to get into the NIL game. Yeah, it's crazy, right? But I know Auburn is pretty eager to get into the NIL game and be competitive. So I think, but the thing, I don't know, man. We know what type of personality. This is a question too. We know what type of personality Lane is, right? Is that going to ball well within Auburn?
Bro, they need somebody to hate Nick Saban a lot. That's why I like it for Auburn. They need somebody that got an axe to grind with fucking Nick Saban.
They have one of those booster programs that's been in the past. They've been a little bit too demanding and too controlling in certain situations. I'm pretty sure that'd be something they'll iron out in details in regards to that. But yeah, I agree. I think Auburn is an upgrade in regards to Ole Miss. I think Auburn can be one of those premier programs. Ole Miss never has been, even though they're in the SEC and they've been competitive off and on, they've never been one of those premier programs to actually get over the hump. We've seen Auburn be in that situation multiple times. So yeah, I think Lane going to Auburn would be an upgrade. We just got to see about his recruiting and how committed he is to recruit. Because I've seen a lot of coaches recruit at Ole Miss well. And that's something he really hasn't done. But he has had success, within the portal. But he also came into a pretty good situation at Ole Miss with some players that was already in place. I don't think that's going to be the same at Auburn, though. I think it's going to be a lot worse at Auburn from a talent standpoint.
Auburn boosters and like you said, people around the program, they down for that recruiting stuff. So if Lane is a little lazy on the trail, he'll have a little bit more luggage to play with as far as like landing kids. So I like it for Auburn. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know what Ole Miss go from here, but people that are bringing up Deion name, I think are like lacing they lacing their joints with acid or some shit, man.
Like, come on,
I don't foresee. I would love those press conferences out the air though. Like Deion versus the hillbillies in Mississippi out the L. That might start a race war, bro. On some real shit, bro. You can't have Deion out there on no shit like that.
You talking about Oxford? This isn't Jackson.
Hell no, not whatsoever. And Deion gonna be with the shits. I don't think he'll back down.
Nah, that's the thing. He's definitely not gonna back down.
Hell no. That's a terrible match. For anybody that's saying that, gotta be crazy.
And just because he's in Mississippi and that job can possibly open up doesn't mean it's a good match. But I do know of a place that could be a good match.
My man Zach Smith says he had a breaking rumor that it was Nebraska for Deion.
That's even worse, bro. Like, come on, man. Like Nebraska.
Breaking rumor is the wild shit though. The fuck is
like,
the breaking rumors, Zach?
Right, we hear rumors all the time on the timeline. What are you suggesting? Like, what are you even getting at within that? Are you protecting yourself if it goes wrong? I mean, I'm not even understanding.
It's great clickbait because people don't read well, man. They just start breaking
in capital letters,
right?
And rumors in lowercase.
What you like Deion?
Nah, man. I think we was just at South Florida. We was just in Tampa. Jeff Scott was recently fired. I mean, I think South Florida would be the perfect marriage for Deion. Like, just think about it, right? So, he's from Tampa. He's not from Tampa. He's from Florida, Fort Myers, which is a couple hours south of Tampa. Loved within the area. He would bring the energy. We know we was at the game. The South Florida games are pretty much worse than Miami games when it comes to attendance, and that's saying a lot.
That's hard to do.
It's very hard to do. Now, what more? I guess just to get the energy. In regards to the Tampa area, you had Tom Brady as a superstar. You bring a Deion Sanders type of personality to the Bay Area. The energy is going to automatically buzz. The fans will be interested and ready to go. Oh, Plies going to be there firsthand. And it's crazy because I was talking to, or I was at the game, I was talking to a couple fans at the game, just chiming in interest. And they was like, man, Deion Sanders doing good at Jackson State. He'll do amazing here. And just think about it, though. I mean, all the players he'll get. I mean, he'll be picking from the transfer portal in regards to Florida, Miami, FSU, the kids that normally would, when they transfer from our program, in regards to leaving out of state, they'll go straight to Deion Sanders. And also, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I can see maybe one or two times him actually getting a player that's considering, FSU, Florida, Miami. So I feel like the recruiting would be very easy for him there, and you could win within that conference easy at South Florida. If you could get the guys there, I think Deion could dominate that conference off the rip because how friendly the transfer portal is. He'll be able to flip that product really soon and get things going at South Florida. Moving forward, I think it'd be a monster, and it could build for Deion Sanders for that P5 resume.
Already, do you think it's too early of an exit from HBCU?
No,
or is his job done?
I think his job is done. I'm not going to say it's done, but it could. No, how can I put this? What the 2 years he's been at Jackson State is 3 years. Excuse me. Yeah, 2 years, including the spring season. This is his third actual season. But the years he's been at Jackson State has been nothing but amazing, man. The pub that HBCUs have got, the notoriety that HBCUs have got, the awareness that he's brought, the attention that he's brought to HBCUs has been astronomical in regards to just what's needed, man. Deion can leave right now, man, and his imprint will be forever done within the HBCU ranks just for all the attention and notoriety he brought. He went down to Mississippi Valley State, helped them in regards to getting new facilities and things like that. Had camps and things, had mega camps, and invited every HBCU coach to come out to him in regards to recruiting, man. So I feel like if he does leave, the impact is already, man. I know people try to say, he's leaving too soon, things like that. As soon as the money came calling, he jumped ship. I mean, career decisions are career decisions, man. But his impact is going to be there forever, man. What he's done in a short period of time at Jackson State, man, is second to none.
I think he got to see Travis Hunter all the way through before he can leave.
That would be crazy. That's another situation to monitor, and that's a good point because when you recruit, when you flip someone like Travis Hunter, who was a diehard FSU fan and was pretty much sold on FSU, nobody else. He was even spurring in Georgia, things like that for us. You sell him a dream in regards to you're going to be under me. I'm going to be coaching you, things like that. So yeah, I agree.
I mean, when he was on I Am Athlete, and he was talking to Fred and those guys. He was pretty much telling them that somebody could come to HBCU, be developed, go first round, be successful in the NFL, and that's been his stance. I don't think until he finished that mission of guy he got of that caliber, if he got to see that in my mind before he move on to something else. But that's going to be something we have to monitor and see because that's a hard thing to turn down if those schools start offering.
I agree. I think it has to be the right fit. I don't think for him to leave, I think it has to be the right fit. I don't think Nebraska is the right fit. I don't think Ole Miss is the right fit.
No.
But South Florida, man, I truly think that could be the right fit.
It look good on them.
It do.
It look good on them. I ain't gonna lie to you. It look good on them.
So I think that might be, just from a logistics standpoint, that might be the only school that if I was Dion that I entertain, leaving Jackson State and Travis Hunter for.
Already, man. Let's recap our games. Is Clemson got ready or no?
You should be in around 1 p.m.
We get 12:57.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, let's just recap our games, man. Give me 1 second. Bear with us, and we do have a new producer, man. Shout out to my man Taylor Strange. He's been helping us behind the scene a little bit. Also helps us on Roll Up Varsity, Stadium Miguel here and there doing some things. Harlan stepped away because of a conflict of interest with us and Double Fried No Slaw leaving the network and us moving on from them guys. So we have a new producer, so bear with us if we have some clunky stuff going on here, but I think we're going pretty smooth so far. Shout out to our sponsor, man, and pretty much, our foundation, man, Allen Horn Insurance, State Farm. Be sure to give them a call if you're in the states of Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, or Alabama at 706-692-2888. State Farm is a quality of insurance. It's not, it's not your bargain. You're not gonna get a bargain. It's not the general. But when you get into an accident or anything, you're gonna have quality. You could call Allen yourself. Every time I call him, we try and get on the call about some business. Hey, man, I got a call, or hurricanes just hit and a roof is on. I got to call this lady back. Very hands-on. If you want that type of service and not, automatic machines, you're hitting buttons and waiting on phone calls back, give Allen a call at 706-692-2888. And that's State Farm, Allen Horn. You want to do your back? You want to do yours first? Who you had?
Syracuse.
They say Dino Beijing was dripping down his forehead out there, man. Y'all was giving it to him up there.
Oh yeah, that shit was swearing from the jump, man. Man, pretty much a complete dominate performance by FSU. I was really impressed with those guys, especially coming off a big emotional dominating rival win against a rival, right? So this is pretty much like a prime spot for a letdown game, right? You're on the road, Syracuse in the dome, pretty hostile environment. So I do want to give credit to
it was hostile.
Syracuse, that shit was sold out if I'm not mistaken. The dome could get rocking when Syracuse is doing well. That shit could get rocking. But it got quiet pretty. I don't think we got him a chance to actually get rocking. Let me put it that way. But yeah, shout out to Mike and the coach staff and the players for just staying focused and seeing it through, man, and dominating from start to finish. 38-3 running game was pretty much doing whatever they wanted to. Jordan Travis was amazing, man. He was 21-23, only 155 yards and 3 touchdowns. But he also had a rushing touchdown and a crazy receiving touchdown. He had 5 total. Something wild. I mean, he had a receiving touchdown as well. Trey Benson had another dominating performance. He had 163 yards on 18 carries. He was also named ACC Running Back of the Week for the 3rd straight week. And this is pretty interesting. He's the first player in the ACC history to achieve the award 3 straight times. So shout out to Trey Benson for just pretty much just getting better and better as the season progresses. We didn't really throw the ball too much. We didn't really have to against those guys, man. But I want to give us some credit to the defense as well. Adam Fuller, rather, he's been pretty much coaching amazing. And I don't think Miami's offense is good by any stretch of the imagine. But Syracuse has some good things going on offense. They have a pretty good running back in Sean Tucker, one of the best running backs in the ACC. Held him to 52 yards on 14 carries. So just getting healthy within the interior has been pretty key for us. We were pretty banged up early on, and getting those defensive tackles back healthy is being pretty good for us. And also I complained early in the season about the lack of aggression within the defense and sitting in quarters and taking Jamie Robinson out of the game and having him dent deep. Past couple weeks, well, including the Georgia Tech game after the bye week, he's been pretty aggressive, man, doing some timely blitzes on 3rd down, getting off the field. I also complained about third down percentages early in the season, not getting off the field. The guys have been lights out these last couple weeks as well. So getting off the field on third down has been pretty good, pretty big within these last couple weeks. Excuse me, and also. Yeah, man, just stay in the course with the defense, bro. I can't complain too much about the defense in regards to what we've been doing. I like the aggressiveness that Fuller's been playing. He's been doing timely blitzes on certain situations, freeing up backers, freeing up safeties to come in. He's been doing a really good job defensively. And not necessarily over the years, but over the 3 years since he's been here, it's just been a slow progression in regards to his defense is getting better and better. And I think just being more familiar with the scheme, getting the type of guys we need in regards to the scheme, and just understanding the situation. And he's developed too. I can't even just give it to players getting more familiar with the scheme and over time and development. He's gotten better as well as just a play caller. He's gotten better as a coach. Let's put it that way. Players getting better, more familiar with the system, and he's grown as a coach. In 2020,
how old is Fuller?
I do not know. He's a young guy. He's in his early 40s, if I'm not mistaken. What's crazy, he was the defensive coordinator at Marshall and had a homeboy named Pac-Man that played at Marshall, cornerback up under him. He had high regards for Fuller when he was hired. I just didn't really see it at the time. But this is pretty much the progression over his defense. In 2020, the first year, we ranked 107 in total defense. In 2021, last year, we ranked 66 in total defense. And this year, they're currently ranked 11th in total defense. So just a slow progression over the years in regards to players understanding what they're doing and things like that. And Fuller just getting better with the play calling. Offensive line was pretty dominant against Syracuse, who has a pretty decent defensive line. I know they were suffering some injuries up front. But overall, the defensive line is pretty good. The defense, as it is, that usually Dino Babers' defenses aren't that bad. They've been pretty good over the years, but yeah, FSU just did what they wanted to, man. Let's be quite honest with you. I want to give one shout out before we move on. I know we have Matt Connolly and our Clemson guest. FSU center Maurice Smith, he was named ACC Offensive Lineman of the Week. This is the first time FSU has had 3 different players named Offensive Lineman of the Week since 2010, which is pretty interesting. And also, this is the first time ACC school has had 3 different offensive linemen of the week in consecutive weeks. So shout out to Alex Atkins, man. He's done a really good job with that offensive line room and just doing a great job of coaching those guys up. So 38-3 dominating performance against Syracuse. Moving on forward to Louisiana, and we'll get to that in a second. Want to go ahead and get our guest in, Matt Connolly. Don't want to hold him too long. Hey Matt, how you doing?
What's up, guys? Doing well. How are y'all?
Pretty good. We have Matt Connolly on with us. He's a Clemson beat writer for ClemsonSports.com, and he's also with On3 Sports. Matt, you got the Hurricanes coming up to Death Valley this weekend. And we apologize. Our Miami guest, he's having some technical difficulties, so we'll take the interview portion from here. I guess we know a little bit about Miami football. How they've been playing the last couple of weeks. We're pretty familiar with how terrible they've been, so we could definitely take care of that portion for him.
Yeah, it's interesting. I thought this was going to be a really good game going into the season and maybe, top 10, top 20 matchup, but just hadn't been the year Miami was hoping to for injuries and I think a lot of reasons. I think they're recruiting great right now. I think they'll end up doing well down there, Cristobal and that staff, but it's going to take a little bit of time, I think.
What you think went wrong, like schematically, or is it a scheme thing that's going on in Miami?
I haven't watched a ton of Miami, to be completely honest. I don't think Clemson's had a ton of crossover opponents with them.
Have been able to find them on TV?
Yeah,
that's been part of it. I've been pretty busy with the Clemson stuff too. But I think Tyler Van Dyke, obviously going into the year, everyone was kind of thinking he was going to have another great year and sling it around and have a great offense. And they've had some injuries up front on their offensive line, I know, that have kind of hurt things. I think they're getting a little bit better. I know Brown took over at quarterback, and he's more of a dual threat guy, so I'm interested to see, if he starts this week, how he looks against Clemson in a really good defense. The receiving game, I think, has been kind of inconsistent. Frank Ladson, who played at Clemson, I know has had a few good games this year. I think he might have led them even last week in receiving too. So excited to watch him again too. But yeah, it's just been, they've had some good moments. They played North Carolina tough. They've had some tough games and been right down to the wire. But the Florida State game was obviously awful. Losing to Middle Tennessee was bad. So I think if they play their best, it can maybe be competitive for at least a bit. But if they play like they did against Florida State or some other games, obviously it's going to get pretty ugly pretty early.
Let's talk about their defense. Overall, I guess not overall. The last couple weeks, aside from the FSU game, they've been playing pretty okay, right? Just talk about what challenges their defense could give the Clemson offense and things like that. I know DJ has been struggling lately, and I want to get to that in regards to the quarterback position for Clemson a little bit later. But let's talk about some of the challenges that Kevin Steele, who Clemson and Dabo is kind of familiar with, right, in regards to his defense.
For sure.
What kind of trouble that the defense could give Clemson's offense?
Yeah, Kevin Steele, like you mentioned, was at Clemson at one point, was a defensive coordinator there. Something Dabo talked about this week is just you see the talent that Miami has on defense. You know that they recruit well. They're going to get athletes. They're going to get really good players from Florida. There's just so much talent down there. And so, I think that they're big, strong, fast, athletic, all the things that you would want to have in a defense, they have. I think they're young in some spots, and maybe in the secondary, Clemson can kind of exploit them some in the secondary. But like you mentioned, DJ hasn't been the best there lately. So, yeah, it'll be kind of interesting to see. But like you mentioned, the Miami defense has been playing well outside of that Florida State game where they just kind of got gashed in the running game. So, yeah, I'm kind of anxious to see, the way Clemson's been playing offensively the last few games, it hasn't looked like they're going to really blow out anyone here down the stretch. If DJ doesn't play a little more consistent, if the blocking is a little more consistent up front, I don't know that they're going to blow out anyone. So, like I said earlier, I think maybe Miami can hang around for a bit if they don't turn the ball over and play smart early on.
What do you why do you think DJ can't get over that hump? Like I thought early on in the season, people were saying that he was improved from last year, but then he regressed again. So why do you think he can't get over that hump?
Yeah, it's been weird. Like you look at the Wake Forest game. He threw for almost 400 yards and 5 touchdowns, and double overtime game. They're getting the ball late. They have to score to keep the game alive, and he goes down and leads them on a touchdown. And that happened a few times against Wake Forest. So he played great against Wake Forest. The Florida State game, he made some big-time throws on third down, put up some points there, got him out to a big lead at Florida State, which is obviously a tough place to play. So he's definitely had moments when he's been really good, but there's just been also too many moments where he's been inconsistent, where maybe he's not seeing the defense and not reading the defense quick enough and kind of hesitates and a little hesitant to let it go. I think at times – he makes a mistake, he throws a pick or fumbles, and then he gets a little hesitant. Maybe it's like against Syracuse, he fumbled on a zone read type play, and they picked it up and ran it back 90 yards for a touchdown. I think he was a little bit hesitant to keep after that in the zone read and maybe afraid to make a mistake and fumble. He threw a couple of interceptions against Syracuse, and then I think the next game against Notre Dame, he was maybe a little hesitant to let the ball go, and that led to some sacks and stuff. So I think it's just confidence with him, trying to get that back. He got it back against Louisville, I think. He played a lot better against Louisville. Wasn't perfect, but a lot better, and that was a defense that threw a lot at him. So, I think it's just consistency and confidence are kind of the two big things for him as he moves towards the end of the season.
Do you think he should be looking over his shoulder?
I don't think so, and not right now, and just because I don't think Cade Klubnik's really ready. Like, I think Cade is a talented quarterback. He has a big arm. He's fast, probably a little bit faster than DJ. I think he has a bright future. Really? But at the same time, when he's gotten into games this year outside of the Georgia Tech game, it just seems like the game's moving fast for him. He kind of rushes out of the pocket too early at times, and instead of staying in the pocket and looking downfield and making his throws. I think he's been inaccurate with his accuracy. He doesn't always see guys open in the field. So, I think I don't know that there's necessarily a guy pushing DJ right behind him. Now, with that said, Dabo said after the Louisville game, if DJ played poorly again and turned the ball over, they were going to make a change and they were going to Cade. So, I think that there's at least a little bit of a leash there, just because I'm not sure that Cade's ready to go in and be the guy to lead you to an ACC championship and playoff potentially. But with that said, if DJ plays like he did against Notre Dame or Syracuse, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a change made.
All right, so you got Ja'Cory Brown, our true freshman quarterback, playing for Miami. He had a pretty productive game against Georgia Tech. Did some things in the running game, and also they found the ways that fit him in regards to the passing game. How can I put this? What issues may he cause for the Clemson defense in regards to what he brings to the table, and just the Miami offense in general? It hasn't had a lot of productivity, as you have seen, but they found some things last week against Georgia Tech that they may feel like they can build upon.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just his rushing ability. We didn't really get to see Malik Cunningham kind of let it loose the way he's capable of. Jordan Travis had some success running against Clemson. Syracuse had some success running to the quarterback against Clemson. I mean, there are teams that have been able to do that at times this year. And, with Louisville, I was really interested to see how Clemson defended him and how they were able to kind of slow him down, and if they were able to, because he's such a big challenge. But his hand was really wrapped up, and you could just tell from the start that he wasn't going to be really a threat in the running game. And when he finally did take off, he ended up being hurt and was out for the game. So, I do think Clemson has been vulnerable at times in the zone read type stuff within the quarterback run game. I think that's part of it, is just getting him involved early in the running game. And then obviously, you've got to make some plays in the passing game. You can't just load the box or expect to just run into Clemson against a loaded box and not, have any threat of a passing game and expect to have success. So I think they're going to have to hit some plays in the passing game, maybe even take a couple shots early just to keep the defense honest. Frank Ladson, like I mentioned earlier, is a guy that played at Clemson, that is obviously very familiar with Clemson's defensive backs, coaching staff. He's gone up against these guys a lot in practice. He knows, the defensive style that they play. So, if he's able to get loose maybe early for a big gain, or maybe take a shot to him early, I think that would be worth a shot if you're Miami, just to try to loosen up that rushing game and maybe get Brown loose for a few runs. So, yeah, I think that would be the big thing, is just starting on the ground. I think that's probably Miami's chance to win, is to establish the run and then be able to hit some passes to kind of keep the defense from just loading up and being one-dimensional.
What's the feel around that defense 1 year removed from Brent Venables?
Yeah, it's been kind of inconsistent. I mean, at times this year, you go back to the Wake Forest game, and Sam Hartman threw for 6 touchdowns and nearly 400 yards and really lit them up. And I think there were some concerns then. Part of it was Clemson had some guys out in the defensive secondary and the defensive backfield, and so he kind of picked on some younger guys at times. But there's definitely been inconsistent play against Florida State. They didn't play well, especially in the second half of that game. Against Syracuse in the first half, they allowed some big plays. So I really think it's just been an inconsistent group. Louisville, they played maybe their best game of the season defensively. But at the same time, like I mentioned earlier, Cunningham couldn't run. There wasn't really that threat, and then they played the second half with a backup quarterback. So, I think Clemson feels like it got its confidence back after it got pushed around a little bit at Notre Dame. Physically, they just got their butts kicked at Notre Dame, just ran up and lined it right at them. And so, I think Clemson went back to being more aggressive against Louisville. You saw more blitzes, more attacking from the secondary, from the linebacker position. Barrett Carter and Jeremiah Trotter in particular, a linebacker, had great games against Louisville. So I think you'll see more of that this week, is just blitzing, trying to get in the backfield, trying to get that pressure, especially against a young quarterback, and trying to confuse him and not let him get loose with his legs.
All right, man, a couple more questions. No, go ahead, bro.
No, I was about to get into, like, scoring and what has to happen. Yeah. So if you got something, go ahead.
No, that was pretty much what I was going there, too. What do you think has to happen for Miami to have a chance at winning this game? We're not going to get into we're not going to get into what Clemson has to do, because that's pretty obvious, right? But what does Miami have to do in regards to having a chance to win in Death Valley? And talk about the atmosphere as well, because it's going to be a raucous atmosphere for a true freshman quarterback on the road. That's going to be the biggest atmosphere you've seen by far.
100%. Yeah, that place gets loud. I mean, it gets really loud. I've been to a lot of college football places in the SEC and the ACC, and it's right up there with just about anybody. So yeah, for a true freshman coming in there, it won't be a night game at least, so that'll probably help some. But it'll be loud from the start. That's something Clemson kind of takes pride in, is getting the defense into the game early. I'm sure they'll kick off if they get the option and try to send that defense out there early and get a stop and send a message. I think they're going to blitz a lot. I think that you'll see. It's interesting too. Like, they've got a light show now that they do. So in the second half, maybe you'll see some of that stuff that they're trying to just rattle and find different ways to get after them. So,
what's your opinion on Dabo running down the hill?
He's fast. It's funny. He said that
it's definitely funny.
Someone asked him earlier this week if the state troopers, if he had like a boot camp to try to get those guys to train with him so that they could keep up with him running down the hill. But yeah, it's fun. I mean, I don't really have an opinion on it. I think it's just kind of funny just watching him just sprint. He's flying down the hill, and I think part of that's just setting the tone, like his intensity.
Man, I hope Clemson got good insurance, man. I know that would make a lot of money. I hope that insurance is pretty good with Clemson.
I mean, we'll know when he's declining. When that sprint starts going into a speed walk, we're gonna know he's declining a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's just him setting the intensity, like, hey, it's go time, let's go, and he's down the hill, and then he's turning around and clapping and high-fiving all the players running off. So, yeah, he gets pretty fired up at the top of that hill, and then he's sprinting down. Yeah, it's kind of funny to watch. But yeah, I mean, it'll be a crazy environment for sure, and an offensive line too that I think has some young pieces as well that I'm sure they'll be trying to rattle too. So. Yeah, it should be a fun atmosphere. As for what Miami has to do, I think it starts with stopping the run. Like, you've got Will Shipley and Phil Moffa at running back, and then DJ, who they're going to run a good bit too. If you let those guys get going and they're picking up 6, 7, 8 yards a carry, it's going to be a long day for Miami. And then, if there's a weakness on Clemson's offense, it's been receiver in the passing game and DJ and just connection on some of those plays. So, I think if you're Miami, you're trying to load the box and make Clemson beat you through the air, which Clemson can do at times.
A lot of people beat Miami through the air too. So
you see Middle Tennessee State.
Yeah, I know that they had a lot of success throwing it around, and Florida State really ran it and threw it well on Miami. So it's not been a defense.
They threw it 12 times. They're
great.
Only brought 12 throws to that game.
Yeah, Florida State.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
Yeah,
I think the spread. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, I know they didn't throw it a ton, but I think they threw for a lot of yards still, and Travis had some touchdown passes too, I think.
Yeah, it got ugly quick. I think the spread's like 19.5. Do you think Clemson covers?
Yeah, I was kind of surprised it was that low, to be honest, just with the way Clemson's been playing, and I should say the way they played last week against Louisville, and kind of the way Miami's been playing, really. Maybe Miami's found something. Maybe they've got a little more confidence and they keep it close for a bit. But, 19-point spread, I guess there's a couple ways to look at it. You can either look at it as, it's going to be a game for a while and they pull away, or maybe Miami scores 1 or 2 late against Clemson's backups. But, 19 points is really a fairly competitive game. I mean, you're talking maybe 8 to 10 points at halftime, and then maybe getting out of hand in the second half a little bit. So I would take Clemson to cover, probably. I just think that the defense is going to be in attack mode and blitzing a ton and trying to confuse a young quarterback, and that Clemson will be able to get some confidence back on offense. So I would take Clemson to cover. But, yeah, I'm a little surprised it's that low.
All right, man, give us your final score prediction.
Oh, I will say Clemson 42, Miami 17. I think Miami will make a few plays, maybe make a few big plays in the game, but I just think Clemson's offense and defense are too good overall.
I think I'm going to go with Clemson 35 and Miami 13.
Okay. So you got them covering too?
Yeah, I got them covering for sure.
Give me Clemson 44, Miami 17. I think it gets ugly.
Yeah, we were close. I think I had 42-17.
Yeah, most definitely. All right, man. Let the people know where they can find you at.
For sure, yeah. ClemsonSports.com, and like you said, the On3 Network. We've got several different sites around the country. But yeah, I'm running the Clemson site, so it's ClemsonSports.com. Encourage people to check it out, and I'm on Twitter, Matt on Clemson.
All right, man. Appreciate it,
man. It's been a pleasure, man.
All
Appreciate
right,
you
yes,
joining.
sir. Appreciate y'all having me.
Take care. Yes, sir.
I do not want to forget our new sponsor as well, man. So all my gambling folks, you can go to mvpsports.ag right now and use coupon code ROLLUP. You will get 100% deposit match bonus on every deposit. Other gambling sites give you one-time deposit, not these guys. They're taking care of you, taking care of our listeners. So you got to use this coupon code to get this deal. But every time you make a deposit, they matching it 100% every single time, man. They got the industry best prop builders, some of the most competitive lines, and no withdrawal fees. You can deposit with crypto, Zelle, and they have live 24-hour customer support. Man, y'all, I don't know where y'all boys gambling at, but you can't beat this with a bat, bro. Pull up, use that coupon code, roll up, and you know what I'm saying, 100% match.
100% match, bro. You can't beat that on any. Man, that's easy money right there, man. Tap in.
Already. I do got to recap my game. We did what we supposed to did. First half of the game, what started smooth. Offense total yards was 515 total yards. 374 rushing, 141 passing. We jumped out 21 zip. The first 3 drives marched right down the field, score. Big run by Travis Etienne was like an 85-yard run. Great blocking up front. Who's pushing shit around, man. Right now we're averaging 6.1 yards per carry. That's second in all the FBS. And gonna be a record. We should break a Gator record as far as yards per carry this year, man. I think this is the best running back duo since Fred and Elijah Williams, between Etienne and Montreal Johnson. Them boys is different. We got them one more season. So the running game, it did what it needed to do the entire game. The passing game in the second half was a lot to be desired. AR still got some accuracy issues he need to clean up. Just missing a lot of easy throws. But some of the throws, like the touchdown he threw to Ricky Pearsall, is just next level shit, the way he climbed the pocket. His pocket awareness and all that's getting better as well. I like the way he's running the ball right now. They spoke about that in the post game. Billy said that now that Kitna is better in the offense, we're healthy at the quarterback spot. They feel a little bit with 2 games left. They feel a little bit more comfortable with him taking on defenders and stuff like that. So he's running it different. He himself said that the rest of these teams gonna have to feel his 240 pounds. CJ, and them boys know, man, that 240 ain't running out of bounds, baby.
I hope you don't walk. Them boys coming.
Oh man. Yeah, I think the only points we gave up on as far as the defense were defense didn't give up any points. We haven't given up any points in 6 quarters. The special teams was abysmal. They did a fake punt on us. Whenever you're playing Beamer, you got to out for the ball. I don't care if it's dad, son, and nephew, anybody in that family. You see the name Beamer, if it's Pop Warner, be looking for some special team bullshit, man. So they got a touchdown on that. We fuck up 2 field goals. Just gotta get better on special teams. Don't like that. We don't have a designated guy for a special team coach. So we got to figure out that special teams spot in my mind. We also had a fumble at punt return with Xavier Henderson. They removed him and put Ricky Pearsall back there. I like that switch. That's when they should keep going forward. They took Xavier Henderson off the jet sweeps and put Ricky Pearsall there, and I thought that was a good switch. So they're adjusting. I thought that should have been an adjustment they made 3-4 games ago, but you know it happened after a blunder. We had 2 receivers out. Justin Shorter. What's up? Better late than It's before we get to Tallahassee, man. Before we get to Tallahassee, they figured it out.
I want all of it figured out, baby. Get all the kinks out now. I want everything straight.
we getting them business up out of there now. We figuring it out a little bit. Justin Shorter, he was out. Jaquavion Frazier was out. My young boy stepped up a little bit. Caleb Douglas is going to be special. Looks a lot like Van Jefferson when he's moving around out there. I'm not saying he's Van Jefferson. I'm just saying it looks a lot like him. He led the receivers in snaps, which is very impressive by a freshman wide receiver. Marcus Burke got 35 snaps, a guy that we all were high on, but I think he was in the doghouse a little bit. Looks like he's working his way out of there and he's getting more snaps. So I thought those boys played well. Jonathan Odom, a young tight end, he got his first touchdown. So receiving wise, guys stepped up when guys were out. Just a sign of growth. Overall rushing, Montreal Johnson went for 161. Travis Etienne went for 100. AR went for 96. What else I got here? Defense is getting better on third downs. Offense as well. Offense went 9 for 15 on third down. And on defense, we allowed 3 for 11 on third down. Spencer Rattler is also a scrambler. So I was a little worried about my defense, especially since Brenton Cox. We had young boys that had to step up. And shout out to Princely Umanealing playing very good ball, and also Antoine Powell Riley. Both of those guys, the defense looks more disciplined without Brenton Cox undisciplined football on the field. It's looking night and day. But Spencer Rattler is a guy that could get loose and get busy if you're not keeping him in the pocket. And I thought we needed to keep him in. As long as we kept him in the pocket, we'll blow those guys out. He didn't get outside. We did a good job setting the edge, man. Really impressed with the way that Princely is developing. Kamari Wilson had 26 snaps, forced a fumble in the third quarter. He's looking better and better each week. Shamar James, another young boy, had 26 snaps. Right now, we're ranked 19th in turnovers. 11th in fumbles recovered. So them boys hit sticking a little bit, CJ. And tell your people.
Oh, we got a run back for that, baby.
And tell them just tell them to tuck it. Tuck that thing, because we reaching for it, baby. You know what I'm saying? That's all I got, man. Overall, defense is getting better as we go down the season. I think all them boys is playing better. You gotta give the flowers when players are getting better. Trey Dean's looking better. Rashad Torrance, they asked a lot of, I forgot who in the media, but somebody asked Billy what did he attribute the defense to improving to. He just said nothing has changed. We're calling the same stuff. Guys are just buying in and also grasping the defense and reacting instead of a lot of thinking. So we'll see if that continues to happen. I expect us to go into Vandy, do what we're supposed to do. It's going to be cold out there. As long as we're not looking ahead to Florida State, we should handle business, man. They don't present a lot of problems for us at all. I think we'll be able to go get points. In the cold, you just want to run the ball anyway, and that's our strong suit. Laying on people. I do want to say Osiris Torrance, our offensive lineman, he walked. We had senior day this past week, man. So Ventrell walked, and Torrance walked as well. He got one more year as ability, but he's out of here. And first round, like he's probably the top interior lineman in the country right now. Dude is just hella impressive in his career at Louisville and Florida. Never gave up a sack. Never got penalized for a hold. Like no false starts. Just really impressive how like disciplined and like well he's played the game. Probably our best player overall. He's our MVP. I know we got a lot of hype around the players, the running backs and all that, but he's definitely the MVP of this team this year. So he's definitely gone. I don't think anybody else. I'm trying to think who else be exiting early. Some guys, I think Dean has one more year, but them guys got to be gone. I think they're gone. You got anybody you expecting to come back or leave early?
Yeah, I think Jared Versus probably out of here after this year. He's been climbing up the draft stocks.
I think Ant gone too. Go ahead. I'll finish your shit. I think Ant gone. I said that was it, but I think Ant gone. Go ahead.
Yeah. I think Jared Versus is going to be gone after this year. He's probably the only guy I can see leaving early. We do lose. Fabian Levitt. We do lose. Akeem Dent. I think Dent is going to probably end the two. I think Dent has one more year available due to the COVID year. I think he's going to go ahead and end the draft too, and go ahead and see what he can do as far as get paid. Jamie Robinson, he's going to be gone also. We do bring back all of our receivers, which is a good thing, and also, which is crazy, I just realized this today rather. Winston Wright, as we know, he was our most explosive receiver that we grabbed out of the portal this upcoming year. He was supposed to be the number one guy, but he had an unfortunate car accident in the spring that pretty much derailed his season. He's going to be coming back during the spring, so that's going to be pretty much an addition. I'm not going to say addition by subtraction, but we do lose Pokey Wilson. So to kind of replace Pokey, who I think is a really good receiver, with Winston Wright, should be okay for the receiving room. So as of now, it's just looking like Jared Verse, maybe Jared Verse and possibly Akeem Dent. We could have some surprises. I do expect Kalen DeLoach and Tatum Bethune to be back. But Robert Scott could be a name to keep an eye out for as far as someone to enter the draft. And hell, you never know. I don't think Johnny will leave, but with a guy with his type of size and things like that, you never know what he could be hearing on that.
He needs another year. No, he needs another year.
I think so too. Jordan Travis is probably another question. I think Jordan comes back for his last year. We'll see how that plays out. He's been playing pretty good this year, but I do think he comes back for the season finale, for his senior year finale. Speaking of Jordan Travis, he was recently named to the Davey O'Brien semifinalist list. So far,
561, baby.
Yeah, he been balling, man. He been putting on for the area code for sure. He has 2,600 yards total so far.
The last game,
24
he just got to
touchdowns.
shut it down. That's it.
Oh, he gonna show out one more time for the 5-6-1, man. That last game, man. He gonna put on. He definitely gonna put on. But 24 total touchdowns and 4 interceptions so far this year. I do believe he'll probably be if things continue. He'll probably be second team All ACC this year. Hell, by the numbers, if you look at the numbers, he could be first team All ACC. But you got Drake May out there in North Carolina has been lining up and been putting on the show. So I do foresee May being Offensive Player of the Year in the conference and the ACC Player of the Year. But I do think Trav will be a second team All ACC, and it's not no slouch to him. I mean, Drake May has just been putting on a clinic out there in North Carolina.
Yeah, he cooking. Young boy got some sauce, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I seen that first game, even though they were struggling with what they playing, Fam or some shit. I forgot who they was playing. They playing Fam.
It was Dyson Fam. Their defense was terrible, but they was doing what they want to against the Fam.
Yeah, that bitch on the yo-yo screen, man. What do you want to do with that rock, man? I do think AR gone. I hope I'm wrong because I got some lies to tell, but I'm just watching the quarterback board, man. A lot of this shit ain't what we thought it was going to be this year.
Yeah, it's not. So the opportunity is there. I mean, even though, and that's the thing, we was talking about it earlier in the show. Maybe even though we may not feel he's ready developmentally, but why not get developed in the league for the millions of dollars? And I also feel the same way about Jared Verse. I don't think Jared Verse may be quite there developmentally yet, but if you taking a top 15 pick on me to develop me, shit, I'm taking that, off rip. So why not do it? Real quick shot to Reggie B. He said, "Why you so high on Malik Bryant when he just a step above?" No, that's your question, bro. You got it.
Real quick before I get that question, about AR, I do think I'm with you. I think a GM, some people say, why would a team draft him right now? Like no team's gonna do that, and they trying to make sense of it on paper. They looking at stats and weird shit. But if I'm a GM,
draft though, man.
The draft is there's no for sure guy in this draft right now.
You go take your
drafting potential. Yeah, you're drafting potential. So if you're going for potential, you might reach. If I'm gonna reach for a guy like AR because and why wouldn't I want him to stay one more year? Because if I'm an NFL GM, unbiasedly, right? I'm not thinking as a Gator fan. I'm just an unbiased GM. I'm gonna be like, who the hell is Billy Napier? I'll develop him my damn self before I let him sit another year with him. I don't know that guy and what's his tree. Who knows if he's gonna get better? I could grab him right now with the opportunity, put him in my stable. And if he's sitting behind somebody like Aaron Rodgers, a team that's picking late, 16th to the finish, think about that, bro. A playoff team, grab him, let him sit there on their bench, and they develop him as a first-round guy. I'd rather him than unbiasedly be at University of Florida with Billy. That's just my take. I hope I'm wrong. I hope he comes back because then I got some big lies. But for sure.
Now that's another question. So do you feel like your actual starter will come from the portal if he does leave?
For sure. I think so. I mean, you look at it, my guy that came over, Jack Miller, that came over from Ohio State, he got passed by a freshman with Kittner. So he's third. So I don't even think there's a quarterback competition between those two. He's clearly the number 2 guy. Yeah, I don't think we could go into next fall with that. You know what I'm saying? In year 2, I think we got to go find a guy in the portal. And I think there's some smoke about some shit. People talking. I'm pretty sure they got a plan. They've been, I'm pretty sure, gauging some interest of some quarterbacks.
That's probably been something that they foreseen, preseason in regards to a possibility. Right. So I agree with that.
But let's get back to Reggie B. Why are you so high on Malik Bryant when he's just a step above Diabate and 2 steps behind Derek Wingo? They are the same. I don't know if I ever said I was high on him. He's ranked high. I want him on my campus because he's ranked high. But I don't know what position I put Malik Bryant at. Let's just be real with you.
Defense. I was getting that take too. I'm not too sure about him. Probably defensive end. I was looking. Is he 240 right now?
Yeah, he don't look like a DN or edge rusher. That's just
no, just from the standpoint. But if you're 240 currently 240, I don't know. It's going to be only natural that you gain. I know some staffs can work around it and sculpture that 240 and keep it at 240 or 235. But that's just going to be a tough situation for him to maintain, because that's going to be some discipline on him to maintain the weight as well. This thing naturally, you can look at a 250 type of body, and I don't know if a 250 type of linebacker is, in today's game.
Yeah, I don't think he could play middle linebacker. Play like nobody's really in the ball like that, so I don't think he play middle linebacker.
It's a different type of game.
Like he's a tweener. He's exactly what this guy said. Shout out to Reggie B. He's Derek Wing. Same issue with Derek Wingo. He was a highly rated kid, blue chip. We flipped him from Penn State. That was a big to do. I think he was a top 5 outside linebacker that year. But we've had him in like 4 or 5 different spots trying to figure him out a little bit. Like what? He's athletic. He can do somersault flips and he's big and all that shit. He could play football, but like you gotta have. I want guys that got positions. You know what I'm saying? Like most importantly, I don't need project linebackers. We done tried that. We've been getting athletic guys. My room full of that shit. You look at DeJuan Black, super athletic, bro. Like runs like a DB, but it got him at linebacker. It sounds good until you blow the whistle and that shit get ran over. So you know what I'm saying? So I just want real linebackers. I'm with you. I'm not high on them, but if the staff want them, I want them. But if we don't get them, then let Miami and Cristobal and them figure that out. Feel me?
Yeah, real quick before we move on. I know you spoke on Vandy, and we'll speak on the Rage Occasions for a second. We have Louisiana this
Baby
upcoming
Billies,
weekend.
man.
Yeah, we got Billy JV to get ready for Latuno game for Billy.
We got to talk Josh Brun. Josh Brun was on y'all campus.
Yeah,
man.
we could definitely. Yeah, we could tell. Yeah, definitely. That's right. So real quick on Louisiana, then we get to Josh. 24-point favorite, but yeah, we should get in, and they're currently 5-5. We should get in and do what we're supposed to do. Get out of there. Move forward to Florida. Get ready for that type of game. Just get the boys' feet wet. I do want to see. This is something I do want to see. I want to see Treshaun Ward get some carries in this game. Get his rhythm back. Get his momentum back in regards to coming back from their shoulder injury. So I do want to see Treshaun Ward get a little active in this game, get more carries to get his feet wet. But let's get up out of here. And it's crazy that it's interesting how this game played out. I'm pretty sure a couple years ago when this game was scheduled, man, they seen that they got Billy Napier, man. He ran about 6 plays, man. We got to get him on the schedule. Let's line him up right now. So end up leaving for Florida, so we playing the JV team. But we'll see him next week. But yeah, let's get up out of here with Louisiana. But yeah, you're right.
You like a Billy guy. Billy would have fucked y'all up, man. Y'all been having this magical season right here, and Billy would have pulled over that fire on y'all ass.
Would have put that damn blend on Billy. He had some players. Don't get me wrong. He'd have been decent, but
he would have had Torrance. He would have had Montreal. He would have came in and push y'all shit in, man.
Montreal looked like Tucker. Montreal looked like Tucker last week, man. He'd been looking real crazy.
Montreal, a grown ass man, bro. You
don't worry about it.
Dog.
Yeah, we about to find out, man. We gonna see. We put Heisman Trophy winner Tucker in the blender. We're going to put Montreal in that blender too, man. ETN, man. Come on, bro. Come on over.
It's pedigree, bro.
You ain't your brother, bro. We on your ass.
That's elite pedigree, man. That's elite pedigree, bro.
It is.
That's
I want
pedigree.
It is.
Them boys is made to be running backs, bro. Like, they definitely figured that shit out. They kids going to have them same sweet-ass feet, man.
Same feet. No, y'all got to steal, too, because it's crazy y'all got him out of Louisiana.
We got him really because his brother at Jacksonville. That's what really landed him for us. Like, Jaluk had the relationship, and so did Billy because they from that area. But really landed his brother being right down the road at the Jags, man, and we'll appreciate that, man. I'm a Jag fan. I get to enjoy the Etiennes. Pause. Go ahead, bro.
Dope stuff. But yeah, so we had Braun on campus, and from what I heard, the visit went pretty well. I know FSU hasn't offered him to this point. They're probably going to fill things out in regards to the situation moving down the line. More people going to be in the portal. I'm pretty sure more people going to be entertaining Josh Braun as well. From what I'm hearing, there's going to be some big dogs that's going to be after him down the line. A team that you've been want to watch out for is Arkansas. I know he had a relationship with Sam Pittman at Georgia. Prior to Pittman, I think that's what kind of got you guys to flip, if I'm not mistaken. Pittman taking that Arkansas job. So yeah, that's a team to watch out for. But I do feel like FSU is in a good spot, and we lose both our 2 guards in regards to Dylan Gibbons and Dimitri Emmanuel. They both graduated to be done. So I know we brought in a pretty good freshman class last year and got some capable backups. But to have a guy like Braun, senior guy, develop physically, That would be something good for the room, even though if he starts or not, just from a depth standpoint, because you're losing 2 starters at both your guard positions. So whether if it's Braun or someone else is within the portal, I do think we take a guard or 2 within. But it'd be cool to get a local kid, from Swanee right down the road. And I know it was some ties to FSU. I know Willie recruited. When Willie was there, we recruited him and we entertained him a little bit. So there's some connections there. But this is his first time meeting this staff completely with Alex Atkins and Mike Norvell. Said he came away impressed with Alex Atkins. He said his coaching style is something different, something he's never seen. Uses a lot of analytics within coach's offensive line, which was an interesting quote. I really want to find out how that's kind of tied together. But that's another story for another day. But overall, the visit went pretty well. We'll see how it plays. I think it's mutual interest between both. We'll see how the next couple weeks play out in regards to offer and who else reaches out to Josh moving forward. And from your point of view, what happened with that situation for him to leave Florida?
I mean, I think he wasn't playing terrible football or anything like that, man. Our offensive line, we got a good offensive line. I think he got passed by a Barber, who was a redshirt freshman. I think that the writing was a little bit on the wall as players that were sitting out. I think Torrance missed the game. He started seeing the depth chart worked out, how it was working out, and it was time to like say some of his edge ability. So but I'm a Braun guy. I liked him. I do think he, like, I don't want like misspeak no shit, bro. But I think his mentality has changed a little bit, man. People evolve. I don't think he has that road grader mean mentality. I don't think he has that shit. He's really like on some kumbaya shit. You know what I'm saying? Like for real.
Man,
we had him on stage, Miguel. He's married. You know what I'm saying? He's a very like he's a deep guy. Pause.
No, from the interview, it was a real. At the interview gauge, you can kind of tell that real detailed in certain ways. So I could get that.
Yeah. So I don't think he's like crazy in love with football and one of them linemen. Like I think he could play the position. He's good at it. I think he'll start for you guys. I wouldn't be mad if he was starting for us. He ain't bad, but he just got passed. But that's my only thing with him. I'm like having him on stage, Miguel. I got that vibe, but just like in those, like he's an intellectual. He on some different shit right now. He's married, so like I think he's mind's beyond football. You feel me? But
no, I definitely understand where you're coming from with that.
And then that's smart for him. He's graduating, so why just I'm gonna go somewhere else. If he goes to Florida State, that's like Denny Green, right?
I love it.
State, that's just crazy. Like, think about this guy. He just like pissing people off. You go from Georgia to Florida.
Right, that's crazy, right? Yeah, let me go to Florida.
Bro, you don't want to be able to go nowhere in the Southeast, bro. You have like a hit out for you.
That is crazy. I'm glad we the last one, man. Come on over, baby. That is crazy.
Yeah. But we'll see what's up. I don't have no gripe with his play or anything right like that, man. I think he's a good football player. What else we got, man? Let's do this pick 'em. I got the rankings.
All right, what's the let me get this ad read out first. Shot dispense. The only made to order jerky that starts with a trip to the butcher to source tender steak specifically for your batch, marinated 24 hours in freshly crafted marinades using only local source produce and all natural ingredients with no added sugar. Your 5 staple flavors include original, Old Bay, habanero bourbon, Mandarin jalapeno, and the hood favorite.
Oh my bad.
Yeah, you heard it, bro.
Bad, man. But I missed
worldwide, it, right. Worldwide shipping from SpencerJerkyJerky.com. Let's see, we're gonna land from Tallahassee all the way to Daytona, man. It's classic weekend. Shout out to the Wildcats. Let's get this dub. Exclusively promo code Big Meat for 10% off your order from SpencerJerkyJerky.com.
Oh, not getting that dub though.
No, we definitely not this year. I ain't gonna lie to you, boy. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Try to slide that in there a little bit though. Like,
I tried to, man. Go Wildcats though, baby.
They be lying to the people on here. Right now, the rankings are Ryan Day's at the top. Crypto. Shout out to my dog Crypto, man. Number 2, D Code, number 3, Lotto Boy, number 4, CJ at 5.
I gotta turn back up.
Tied at 5 with Dope Boy, 0817, Gator Gurry, SRW32. And that's it. That's your top 5 right there, man. Shout out to y'all boys. Where I'm at. I got them in the load more section. Harlan send me the rest of where I'm at.
Oh shit! Real quick before we move on, man, to this for the pick'em, just some recruiting news in regards to the 2024 rankings. FSU quarterback commit Luke Cromerhawk checks in now as the 95 overall prospect and the number 9 quarterback in the 2024 class rankings in the latest 247 rankings. That's a nearly 500 spot drop. Yeah, so Luke is a top 100 player. Yeah, we can't because
let's talk some recruiting before we after the pick. I do want to talk. We got some recruiting shit, and we got no Miami talk, so we'll have a little time. So let's get into some recruiting.
Let's get the picking going, then we'll get into it. Taylor, you could do that, or we need to read them off. All right, gotcha.
You got it?
Yeah, 1 second. Pulling it up right now.
Bear with us a little minute. I did not think about this portion of the show.
Right.
And, that popping up on the screen. We got a new producer. Shout out my man Taylor Strange in the background, behind the boards. Also Chris from the Chris from the Chris Show is also helping us behind the scenes right now, man. So we transitioning with behind the scenes, but we're gonna work out the kinks. CJ, what it do?
All right, yes, sir. So start off, we got Florida, and this is week 12. So we have Florida, who's a 14.5 favorite versus Vanderbilt. Yeah, give me Florida.
Yeah. Larry Young gave me 10. Remember that shit for the hundo.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. And then he didn't give the 15 when you try to. Did you take the 15?
No, he didn't take the 15. Might as well.
Yeah, you got to take the 5.
Trying to give him a chance.
Right. You got Texas A&M. A 30. This is the shit bowl right here. Texas A&M, a 33.5 favorite versus UMass. And I want to take Texas A&M, but it's just fucking Texas A&M, man. And at the same time, it's UMass. I'm gonna say Texas A&M, 33.5. They got to cover.
Jimbo got to win this shit. His ass is really grass. If he loses UMass, I don't know where I'm at with it. Cause I think they got to fire him, but I don't know if they got a reason to. Like that's a lot of money. We joke on that shit like they got it, but that's a lot of money, bro.
Yeah, it is.
Cause you got to pay this guy. Like they just like
yeah, it ain't like you paying this and you done. You got to fork out some more money for the new guy and his staff.
What if he got to buy out?
Right. There's a lot of moving pieces involved, so I think they go hold him. I think he has another year, but I do think they're going to give him some hard ultimatums in regards to making some staff changes and some philosophy changes. Like he's going to have to give up that play calling. That shit is dead, I think. But at the same time, we had this conversation though, man. I just know Jimbo and how stubborn he is. You got to fire me, bro. Like I ain't giving that shit. You got to fire me.
Give me the $85 million, man. You ain't threatening me, bro.
Right, yeah.
I'm keeping this big ass binder on the sidelines until y'all fire me, bro.
And these big glasses. But like I said though, man,
give me UMass.
I think he's taking UMass.
Yeah, for sure.
I think this is the worst. This is the worst coaching contract that we've seen in sports, man. Like it's a terrible contract, terrible.
Yeah.
And they doubled down the game in extension because of the LSU rumors. Like the LSU said a lot of when they fired Edo, man, they
dog, bro.
Yeah, Sexton the motherfucker, boy. You gonna get that damn bag.
Just finessing the game, man.
Right. Only thing you need is do a head coaching opportunity and throw a room out there, and they go double up on it. All right, so we got FSU, a 23.5 favorite over the Billy Juniors. Give me FSU. We go right down to the easy 23.5.
Give me baby Billies, man.
I don't know, boy. We've been covering that shit pretty decent the last couple weeks.
Y'all been covering the spreads?
Oh yeah, shit. The spreads it was 7 against Miami and like 7 against Syracuse.
Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna get Florida State. I ain't gonna fuck around. I think
it's crunch time. I got to win. All right, give me FSU. So this is an interesting one. We got the battle of LA. USC is a 2.5 favorite versus UCLA. Man, I'm not confident what USC has done this year, man. As far as like the teams they play, I'm gonna take bro. I'm gonna take your boy, man. I'm gonna take UCLA and Chip.
Yeah, give me Chip. Yeah. That's gonna be a good game, bro.
I think it is.
You got two killers, two offensive play calling killers going at each other out there on the West Coast. I'm definitely tuning into that one. That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, I haven't seen too much West Coast ball this year, but I'm definitely going to check that one out.
For sure.
All right, we got Clemson, who's at home against Miami, and they're favored by 20 and a half points. Give me the Tigers.
Yeah, big Tigers.
Man, Pac-12 going up this weekend, man. This shit's gonna be where it's at. So we got Oregon, number 12, Oregon, and we're saying number 12. These are based off not the college football rankings. These are based off the AP rankings. Number 12, Oregon, who's at home, is a 3.5 favorite against number 10, Utah. Give me Oregon, man. I like the Ducks, man. I'm gonna go with Dillingham and Dan Lanning.
Yeah, I like Oregon.
Yeah, that's an interesting game, though, man. Pac-12's got some good ones this weekend.
They got like Oregon playing some real good ass football, bro. Utah hasn't like I know we did what we had to do. You know, we
Utah's been
Utah's been playing good football as well, but I just think
they
Oregon,
have only one loss.
Who is that? Is that Oregon?
Excuse me. Is that Oregon? Yeah. Even though Oregon did lose last week, but is that Oregon? Excuse me, like you said, been playing pretty good ball overall. Yeah. We'll take Oregon. This here is pretty much for the Pac-12 North. This game here is really important. All right, so we got number 19, Kansas.
Who is? Hold on. Nah, change my pick. Bo Nix is a quarterback, right?
Yeah, Bo Nix is the QB.
Oh,
man,
hell
Bo Nix been balling, bro.
Yeah, I feel you. No, boy, you ain't finna get me with this. Give me you, bro. I seen this shit before. Yeah, Bo Nix has been the shit the bed, bro. He been out here white pants on. See there, if not, you gonna see the piss run down Bo Nix legs. I promise you.
All right, we got Kansas State. Kansas State is a 7.5 point favorite against West Virginia, and West Virginia's the home team. Give me K-State. K-State been playing pretty good ball this year. They covered at 8.
They home?
They're away. West Virginia's home.
That's a weird ass number.
Matter of fact, fuck it. Give me West Virginia, bro. I'm going West Virginia.
Yeah, give me West Virginia. That 8 is a weird ass number.
Yeah, give me West V. All right, we got Tennessee, who's the away team.
I don't know how Vegas do it, but they be having these weird ass numbers. They be right around that number every time.
Every time.
Like, every time crazy. I got my money on it, it is.
No, it's crazy. Cause I know Arkansas or LSU was like a 3-point favorite or something like that versus Arkansas. It's a small spread, and it was like, what? How was that? It was a 13-10 ball game. Tennessee. So number 5, Tennessee is a 21.5 favorite against South Carolina. South Carolina's the home team. Give me the Vols.
What's the spread?
21.5.
Yeah, South Carolina bad, bro. That defense looked crazy last week. Beamer looked crazy. Like, that man does not look like he's supposed to be a head coach. I'm just gonna be honest with you, man. Like he can't hang his hat on nothing but special teams, right? Because he had an offensive play card. He got Satterfield calling the plays. I don't think he's gonna be that much longer. I think he may got one more year in him, and he's gonna be up out of there.
Yeah, I'll take Tennessee.
Yeah, me Tennessee.
All right, we got number 4, TCU, 3.5 favorite against Baylor. Baylor is the home team. Give me the Horned Frogs. 3.5.
Yeah, Ronda done let me down twice this year. I can't fuck around with him, dog.
Yeah. All right, we got Texas. Texas is a 9.5 favorite versus Kansas. Kansas is the home team. Give me the Longhorns. I know Kansas started out pretty hot early, but give me Texas.
I'll take Kansas.
Yeah, that could be one of them games.
Yeah.
10 points. All right, we got number 14, Ole Miss. They're a 2.5 point favorite against Arkansas. Arkansas is the home team. Give me Arkansas. Okay, give me the upset. Arkansas.
What? Give me Ole Miss. They ain't trying to get a job right now, man. He's the hottest name on the market. I appreciate Miami for like not even giving him a call. I know Florida ain't finna hire no Lane Kiffin, but man, it would have been a beautiful match for Miami, bro. I'm glad they were goofy enough to go.
Yeah, it's not a coach offense.
Yeah, they would get a Miami guy though, you know.
TBD up here putting on numbers, man. Shout out to that, man. Go get your Miami guy. All right, so we got Michigan. Michigan is they're the number 3 team in the nation, home team, 17.5 favorite versus Illinois. Yeah, give me Michigan. I think they rolled going to that. I think they rolled going to the rivalry game against Ohio State.
How you feel about that game right now?
That's a tough one, but I don't know, man. Ohio State, I just like the receivers too much. I think Ohio State in the offense. I get them the edge. That's gonna be another good one on Rivalry Saturday right there.
Yeah.
All right, we got number 1 Georgia, 22.5 favorite versus Kentucky. Kentucky is the home team. Give me the Bulldogs, man. Kentucky laid down versus Vandy last week.
For sure. Yeah, give me Georgia.
Yeah. All right, Louisville is a 3.5-point favorite against NC State. Give me Louisville. NC State's not the same since O'Leary went down.
I agree. Same.
North Carolina, 13 team in the country. They're 21.5 favorite against Georgia Tech, and Georgia Tech is North Carolina. Excuse me, they're the home team. Give me Carolina.
Yeah, I'll take Carolina, man.
Yeah. Wake Forest is a 9.5-point favorite against Syracuse, and Wake Forest is at home. Give me the Demon Deacons.
I like Wake.
All right, yeah, that's where we at with it. And also make sure you guys put your tiebreaker for the Syracuse and Wake Forest for the points if there is a tie.
Already. Man, so where you at? Let's revisit what you were just talking about, rankings and quarterback. We'll talk a little recruiting, man, whatever we hearing. I got some thoughts here and there. I don't have anything super organized, but we talked about Jaden Rashada's flip on no cap, but we didn't talk about on this show. So we flipped Miami's quarterback, pretty much the cornerstone of their class, man. Like no trolls and no shit, but like he was a big piece, and we'll see how we close up. I know a lot of guys want to play with him, so hopefully we could probably get into some of the recruitment of these West Coast receivers that he has relationships with. We'll see, but a very good get. Came out of nowhere. He was just on campus this past weekend with all the recruits that were on campus. A lot of good things, man. A lot of good vibes in Gainesville right now. Our class right now is the number 8 recruiting class. Right. Biggest need right now is probably defensive tackle. We missed out on Caden McDonald. I felt good on his recruitment at one point in time, but we didn't land him. So right now, John Walker is a priority, who's currently committed to UCF. Out of semi, we're off that I-4 quarter. We'll see if we get him to flip. I feel good about where he's at. I think he's on official visit December 9th or something like that, right before early signing day. So we'll see where we at with him. But defensive tackle is probably our biggest need right now. We also had Mark Fletcher on campus, running back that's committed to Ohio State. He was at Miami, the Florida State game the previous week. So it seemingly he's looking around and it's in-state programs that he's looking at. He did say he is open to doing a couple more visits here and there, but Miami and Florida is definitely in his recruitment. I don't think he sticks to Ohio State. I don't know if he decommits or he flips, but I don't think he sticks. Who else I had on campus? Lucas Simmons, Florida State commit, 6'8", 300-pound offensive tackle out of Clearwater. He left the campus saying that he was solid to Florida State. Not just him, Jordan. I got the wrong name right there. Jordan Hall. I want to make sure I got the right Jordan Hall. Jordan Hall is committed to Michigan State, left the campus saying the exact same thing, that they were solid to the programs they were committed to, but we had him on campus as well. A lot of these guys just popped up when a whole lot of noise about it. There's some rumors about some other guys that was on campus. I don't want to get into all that weird stuff, but I do like where we at with it. Right now, Samson Ukunlola is on campus visiting. Offensive tackle out of Brockton, Massachusetts. His recruitment Miami's been leading for a long time. Right now, he's on an unofficial visit. He showed up on a Tuesday, and people had jokes about, they got him there on a Tuesday. I'm like, bro, I don't care if he's there on Christmas or
he's on campus. He's on fucking campus. The hell?
What are you guys trolling about? Like, he's on campus for a couple of days with his family on his own dime. Like,
and he's getting one-on-one time specifically with his staff. Like, what? Man, y'all that's
he's the only shit there, bro. Yeah, it's just goofball shit. But Desmond Ricks was also on campus. Another guy, he has relationships with some guys that we have committed. Najee Harris, that's at IMG with him. Kamari Wilson, who's on campus, also was at IMG with him last year. All those guys have some chemistry there. We'll see where we at with it. A lot of people think LSU leads there, but I do know we're in it with his recruitment. He has a great relationship with Corey Raymond. We'll see how it all plays out. But it was good vibes in the Ville this past weekend. Momentum is high. It's been a lot of weird stuff, like we got it popping so bad, CJ, before Saturday hit. Miami told all their players to send out ransom notes to say they ain't coming to Florida this weekend.
Hey, that was hilarious. Hey, real quick, super producer Taylor just hit me and said that DeJuan Black has entered the transfer portal.
I mean, where we at with for transfer portal for me right now? I got.
No, you saying that was just some break? I guess that was some breaking news on you guys.
Yeah. But I got right now. I just wrote down some notes of transfer portal. Right now I have Elkness. He hit the transfer portal. Trenton Whitmore, he hit the transfer portal. Kamari Wilcoxon hit the portal. I think we had like 4 or 5 guys right now, if I'm not mistaken. Now I said on Stadium Miguel, I expected like 15, maybe 20. It's going to be a roster flip. DeJuan Black needs to go somewhere else. I mean, at this point, you got a freshman in Shamar James that has passed you. We haven't really seen him play any this year, even in garbage time. There's been a whole lot of DeJuan Black. So the writing's on the wall. December 5th is that deadline. You guys going to see that's portal day, baby. December 5th, y'all go ahead and get your popcorn and just clear the calendar for that day, because there's going to be a lot of shit going on. A lot of people don't know they're going to be in the portal, be in that portal on December 5th. There's going to be a lot of movement in college football. So, I expect some more linebackers to hit the portal. I expect some receivers, some DBs. I expect a lot of shit to clear out. That's just what it is. If you look at my secondary, if you couldn't crack this secondary, if you weren't getting any playing time, like in my mind, if I'm riding the bench behind these guys, like Kamari Wilcoxon already hit the portal, like, yeah, I got to go somewhere else. If I can't climb the depth chart and we look this bad, like, maybe I need to go somewhere else and get some different eyes on me and get developed somewhere else. It's all business, man. But it's going to be a lot of business. Who you possibly think about hitting the portal? I may throw a couple names out who I think may hit the portal.
I think Travis Jay is a name that could possibly hit the portal. I think that's going to happen.
What's up, McCall?
I think I don't know. It's up in there. He possibly could hit the portal. He possibly can't. I know he entered in.
He flirting around with like Miami and them right now.
No,
right?
Yeah. I know a lot of people had questions about that, and that's something I want to address too. He posted the score of the Georgia Tech game on his Instagram or something like that. But the picture was of Ja'Cory Brown, and him and Ja'Cory Brown are pretty close friends. The kid just has his way of, I guess, articulating that kind of stuff. It can come off really vague, but him and Brown is really good friends. So I think he was just showing Brown some love. But if he does enter the portal, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he stays also. I know I had a video about this on our YouTube page. You guys check it out. My last recruiting update, I kind of spoke on this. I know a lot of these kids go through like their freshman blue stage where it's natural. I've been there before. I know I've even if my further years down the line, I see other freshmen get there and they say, "Man, fuck it, I want to transfer. Things aren't going right. I want to play. I'm frustrated. This, that, another." Nowadays, these kids, man, they got like that technology is right there in their hands, and they're just able to express those feelings public right then and there. I know we had Buster Davis on a while ago, and he was my true freshman year. He was talking about transferring out of FSU. He turned out to be one of the greats. So I understand the situation, the frustration that freshmen may have, and I do understand the situation in regards to the nature of today's game too, right? If you are so accepting of people coming to your program within the portal, you got to understand that there's going to be a revolving door on the other end as well. People are going to be leaving no matter if they're freshman, sophomore, just got on campus, that type of deal. So if Sam McCall leaves, I think that would be it'll hurt the secondary room. I wouldn't be surprised. But we do got to upgrade some things in regards to the recruitment in the secondary room. I do want to say that. We got to get better in regards to recruiting in the back end. That's one thing I've never struggled with at all at Florida State. Over the years, even, terrible how bad we've been over the years, even Willie Taggart years, things like that. One thing we always been able to do well is recruit defensive backs. That's just something we do. And for us to kind of be slow at that position currently, that gives me a lot of pause. And then some disgruntled players within the program and stuff like that. So that's something I do think needs to be addressed in regards to the off season when you're just evaluating the totality of the program, and that's just like where you're at within the recruitment and just the DB room in general. So that's something we gotta take a look at. Mike has to take a look at rather for sure in the off season.
You got to put him on that 1 year retaining like he did. What's it called?
Dugas. The Bills carried the baby. He got the job done right because the motherfucker Dugas receivers started producing. He started recruiting better. That shit went. It was a 180. And Bills fucking carried the 1 year contract. Bills carried her.
I think.
Now go ahead, bro.
Go ahead.
I get some recruiting takes after you get your take off.
Is a guy I would watch out for in the transfer portal. I haven't seen a lot of him. I know he was highly regarded out of high school. What we got coming in this recruiting class is going to be DB heavy. I can see him maybe leaving out of the secondary. And I also think Naquan Wright, who has a couple more years of eligibility, and also Lorenzo Linger out of the backfield. I think we lose both of those guys. Which makes me think too, like I know we trying to get right now, we have Trey Young Webb in this recruiting class, but that makes Mark Fletcher. Mark Fletcher. That makes him a little bit important. Even though I would like a speedier backfield, both of those guys are real good backs that are like SEC body, could carry their workload. But I'm hearing that we may go after three backs if it's under the understanding that both of those guys are leaving, Lingard and Naquan, they're gonna go after a third running back, and hopefully that's a guy with more top end speed. Because even if we did land Mark Fletcher and we keep Trayon Webb, there's just a lot of speed still to be desired in the backfield. So that's just what I got right now as far as transfer watch.
And I do want to say I think Keyshawn Helton is a name that can also hit the portal after the season as well for Florida State.
Okay.
Moving on to a little bit of some recruiting stuff in regard. I got a couple names that's visiting for the Louisiana game, and also little updates. Like I said, Luke Cromwell, 2024 quarterback commit. Pretty big jump within the 247 rankings. He's now a top 100 player per 247. And quick little note on Lucas Simmons, a quote he had following the UF visit. So UF is a great program with good people surrounding it. They're building something great, but so is FSU, and that's where my heart is. So we'll see how that plays out. He is also
see how it play out then.
I like Lucas for sure. I like Lucas. I do want to say that's one guy 100%. I'm confident in with Kearney.
Confident?
Yeah, I'm confident in Simmons. I like Simmons.
Okay, like you confident? It's over, huh?
Yeah, it's over. It's a wrap.
Okay.
I like it. Real quick, some guys that's going to be visiting for the Billy Jr. game. Christopher Otto, offensive lineman out of Key West. This is a guy to keep an eye on, 3-star recruit. He's a guy that FSU is probably going to be turning the heat up on down the stretch. I know we had Kearney in the fold. He flipped to Florida, and also what's the guy? DJ Chester is the guy that was recruiting that committed to LSU. So he's probably going to turn the heat up on Christopher Otto. 2024, we got Luke Cromhart, like we just said, he's going to be on campus. 5-star running back commit Cameron Davis, and 4-star running back Louisville commit Isaac Brown is going to be on campus. Pretty much all for the Louisiana game. Next week should be a pretty interesting list. That's all I got.
Yeah, Derek Lagway, also DJ Lagway, quarterback out of Willis, Texas. That's our number one guy on our board. He'll be decided December 7th, number 6 overall. We'll see what he decides. Right now, I think it's us, LSU, Texas A&M. I really think it's us, LSU. I don't think Texas A&M is in it like that. But we'll see what he decides on December 7th. Originally, he was supposed to decide in the spring. He put it up to January. This is what I think happened, CJ, and I may be wrong. And I know you guys are going to run this shit back on Twitter if I am wrong. But I think what happened is we had Merklinger on campus last weekend. We're out there for 2024. He enjoyed his visit, had a great time. He moved up his decision date to January. So I think I won't be surprised if Billy still go after both guys, right? I don't think he's just going to try to take one and chill. Derek Lagway don't care that Jaden Rashala just committed. he's with competition and all that. But Billy's very aggressive on the recruiting trail with quarterbacks, and I think he's just pressing a little bit. And Derek Ladway's on record saying he wants to get started recruiting as early as he can. So that'll just be huge for us getting him. A lot of kids want to play with him as well. He's one of them guys. So look out for that on December 7th. We'll see what happens. So I I think we out of here, bro. Sorry for the Miami fans that tuned in. We couldn't get a whole lot of coverage and takes on Miami. Larry Young having some technical difficulties in his move from Savannah to Cocoa, man. So bear with us a little bit. We also appreciate y'all patience with any technical, blunders that we had today. But I thought it was pretty smooth for our first go at it with new producer Taylor. Different vibes around here. We appreciate all the love on Twitter. We made some changes around here. We're trying to make a change for the positive. We're trying to build a lot of love around this community. We're going to talk shit to each other, but, we're going to keep everything respectful and honorable and, in a certain type of energy. But we appreciate all the positivity from y'all, man. The love was great, and we appreciate the support. CJ, what's up? You good?
Yeah, real quick, make sure you guys like this video and subscribe to the channel. Like this video and subscribe to the channel. And drop a comment, man. Let us know how you feeling. And lastly, man, make sure you please grab a tailgate ticket. You do not want to miss this.
Gators, y'all already know what time it is, man. Pull up. The DJ gonna be fire. We hanging out. The vibes is gonna be everything. I can't say everything that's gonna go on there. You got to be there to get it. You feel me? Shout out to James Colby and them. They're gonna bring their own balance as well, man. It should be a good collaboration. A lot of good vibes, a lot of positivity out there. Show some love, man. Pull up.
Last thing we know, we got a couple vendors that's lined up for this. So spots are limited. So if you want to have your product out there and get it to the people, because it's Black Friday, people gonna be shopping, and there's gonna be a lot of people up there. So if you want a spot, hit us up and we can get you in for sure.
We supporting all entrepreneurship, man. A lot of entrepreneurship going on out there. So if you have a business, you want to advertise, you want to bring product, bring your tent, your setup, and just hit us up, any of us up in the DMs, either me, CJ, James Coleman, Larry Young, anybody y'all cool with. If y'all feel comfortable hitting up, just hit us up and we'll lead y'all in the right direction, man. Peace, love, and blessings, bruh. It's the roll up. Taylor, take us out of here, bruh.